Hey everyone, welcome to Nostalgia Street. Today we are looking at A Nightmare on Elm Street, the Freddy game, board game. This one's really cool from the late 80s. We are just going to take a look and see how to play it. So let's get started.
Nostalgia Street.
All right, so A Nightmare on Elm Street, the Freddy game. Let's take a closer look at the box. I think one thing that's really cool to point out here is that it's ages 8 and up, which is really funny for A Nightmare on Elm Street. Joe's here. Joe, say hi.
Hi.
So, yeah, how do you feel about this being an 8 and up game, Joe?
I'll let my 8-year-old play it.
I would also let my 8-year-old play it. What is going on in Freddy's house? So this is Freddy's house, and I
wouldn't let my 8-year-old go to Freddy's house.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. You should probably stay home. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? The Freddy game, the place, Freddy Krueger's house, the plot. There's a gathering at Freddy's old house. Why? I don't know. Everyone's there, including Freddy Krueger. There's a problem, however. Freddy has possessed one of the characters and no one knows which one. It could be you. Your job, should you decide to play the game, is to expose Freddy and try to eliminate him before he goes on one of his nightmarish rampages. Freddy, of course, will do everything to keep his identity a secret until the time is right for him to attack. So this is a really cool game. It was made in 1989, which I believe the first movie was 1984.
Yeah, around there.
So this came out after that. So you can take a look at the board here. So again, this is Freddy's house. You have a dining room, the study, the storage room. You have the boiler room in back, the hallway, a kitchen, a gym, a TV room, and the garage. So basically, again, the whole point of the game, one of the characters is Freddy, and the winner is whoever finds out who Freddy is. It's pretty interesting. Not a very scary looking game for A Nightmare on Elm Street, but again, it is for ages 8 and up.
Don't worry, they do have a nice guy.
Yes, they do have, so you have the characters here. We can take a look at some of the characters. You have Freddy, there he is. He's pissed. We'll put him in the boiler room. Grandpa. So you can see these little like empty graves. So basically every character on the board has a fear. And Freddy, the character, can use those fears against the characters when you pick up the cards, and we'll get to that in a minute. So like Grandpa, he's old and is afraid of an empty grave because he's probably gonna pass away soon. Cheerleader, she's afraid of freezing because her skirt is too high and she has cold legs, no clothes. The nice guy's afraid of fire. Fire is mean, too mean for the nice guy. The teacher doesn't like insects.
What? Oh, insect. I thought you said incest.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my fear. If I was in this game, my fear would be incest. So the coach is afraid of drowning. He's probably seen one of his swimmers drown before. The dad is afraid of snakes. That's a fair one. Mom is afraid of rodents. Ew, mice. And then the mailman is afraid of lightning. So everyone has a fear, and you can see the instructions here. So we can kind of take a look. So again, in this game, one of the players is possessed, and basically you get dealt these cards. There's 2 decks. You have deck A, which is this black deck, and deck B, which is the white deck. So there's a Freddy card in here. Gotta find that. You are Freddy. So when you deal the cards, you remove the You Are Freddy card. You count out 1 card for each player less 1. So if you have 5 players, you would deal out 4 cards per player. If you have 6 players, you would deal out 5 black cards per player. And these are the gym, the storage room, the study, through the wall. And Freddy's attacks the holder of this card. The player may escape to any other room in the house. TV room. So these are basically all of the rooms, razor fingers, and these are just cards that will be dealt. So when you roll the dice and move, it kind of tells you basically where you can go within the house. The white cards are here. Dampness, slithering, shotgun, nice weapon, a sword, dark, ghostly. So basically for these cards, you will get 4 cards each. You have to start in the hallway. So this is where you can start. You can start on any square in the hallway, and then you roll the die. The the die, the dice, the dice, the mice, the meese.
The moose.
The moose.
The mice. Okay, we're done.
So everybody will roll the die, and then whoever has the lowest number will go first. So then let's say the first person goes first, right? Oh, you got a 2. So 1, 2. Take 1 B deck. So now you'll take another card from the white card and you'll have dampness. So that's just kind of the example. Again, basically the whole point of the game is to figure out somebody will eventually get the You Are Freddy card, and you don't want to tell the other people who it is. No one knows who Freddy is. So that's basically the point of the game. It is kind of confusing. You gotta read the instructions. I'm not doing a very good job reading them, but that's okay. Every time a card is played, it must be returned to the bottom of the deck. Movement through the house is accomplished by either roll the die or creative tale telling using the cards. So for instance, if you are in the boiler room and you want to get away in a hurry, and you have these white cards that say hallway, ghostly, eerie laughter, face and study in your hand, you could say, I heard an eerie laughter coming from the hallway, so I ran into the study where I saw a ghostly face. So it's a really creative game because you have to use these cards to tell like a story.
That's actually pretty cool.
It is really cool. It's kind of difficult. I guess 8-year-olds have imaginations and can probably do it.
You'd be very surprised how imaginative young children can be.
Yeah, so you basically can either roll the die again and just go on one of these squares, or you can tell a story using your cards. Then you would put your cards at the bottom of the deck, take more cards.
So what is this here, Mike? The Great Boulder Chase?
The Great Blind Choice.
Choice. Oh, not Boulder Chase.
Boulder Chase. Joe can't read upside down.
I can't read normally.
So the Great Blind Choice is the player must pick up 1 card from each of the other player's hands. So if you land on this, the Great Blind Choice, might be hard to see on the angle we're on.
There's a other one.
Oh, there's one right here. Yeah, you can see it. They're around the deck.
Yeah.
So if you take that, then again, you take up 1 card from each of the other players' hands.
Oh.
So you would take any card. So if there was 5 players, you would take 1 black card from each of them, and you might grab the You Are Freddy card, so now you're Freddy. So now
plot thickens.
The plot thickens, and people have to.
Then we got over here, we got some trapped doors.
Trap doors, again.
Obviously, I'm gonna assume that they either connect to another trap door.
Yeah, so basically if you go to a trap door, if Freddy's identity is still a secret and you land on the trap door, the player must go directly to the boiler room. So if no one still knows who Freddy is, and you land on the trap door, you go right to the boiler room, like such.
Which would suck for the nice guy because he's not a fan of fire.
He's not, and there is fire in the boiler room.
And then we got also over here, we got ones you can land on, like take 1 from deck A.
Yeah, so you would.
1 from deck B.
Yeah, so if you land on those, you would take 1 from deck A, you would take another card from deck B. So you can end up with a lot of different cards.
You gotta roll again, of course. You gotta put the classic.
Yeah, dude, you gotta put the roll again. So important special cards. So you can see like on this side, who is Freddy? Player holding this card can expose Freddy at any time, but must prepare to defend himself just in case. Razor fingers can only be used by Freddy. So there are special cards in the black deck. See if I can find the razor fingers. So if somebody has this one, this can only be used by Freddy. You can kill more than 1 player in a turn, but the card must be returned to the deck after being used. Player's defense against razor fingers is mirror. It's a dream, I don't believe, or through the wall. So basically, if Freddy has razor fingers and it's his turn and he plays this card and he uses it against the player, the only way that player can defend themselves if they have the mirror, it's a dream, I don't believe, or a through the wall card. Otherwise, they die.
But doesn't that kind of counteract the game? Because then when you play that card,
now you know who Freddy is. So yeah, now if you know who Freddy is, that's why you have the weapons cards. So if somebody's like, now, okay, Freddy just exposed himself, right, in that situation. And now the next person that goes, let's find my favorite card in here. I found it before, shotgun. Now that person, it's their turn and they have the shotgun card. Well, they're gonna use the shotgun card against Freddy.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of different cards and rules, but it's a really cool game. Like again, it's a really creative game. You can do creative storytelling. or you can just die. So there's a lot of different cards, a lot of different rules, but we just kind of wanted to lay it out and show you because this is a cool game from the 80s.
Not just from the board game style, because board games in general are just nostalgic, but also it's Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's Freddy Krueger, man. It's very Clue-esque.
Yeah, like, you know, this board can be reused and repainted if need be.
It is like Clue. It's like, oh, it was Freddy in the boiler room.
I think this is actually funner than Clue.
Oh, it definitely is, because it's more creative with the storytelling point.
Like you said, you gotta tell a story, you wanna get out of the one room, you can go to the study or whatever. Or the most misunderstood room in the whole house, the storage room.
The storage. Freddy, this is Freddy's house, which is actually really well maintained for somebody
I know.
who just kills a bunch. He has a garage, a storage room. He has pig for dinner. So he has a TV. You know, that's pretty cool.
Not bad for a child killer.
Not bad at all. So I really like, you know, again, these cars. There's Freddy. I think that's the best one. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. I mean, you don't see a lot of games like this anymore. And like you said, it really hits the nostalgia part of it because, I mean, I love horror movies and A Nightmare on Elm Street is definitely one of the best, if not one of the better ones.
To tell you the truth, it was one of the first horror movies to actually scare me.
Yeah.
Because he gets you in your dreams. He doesn't come out through the door and just bash you with a machete and say, I'm gonna bash your head in.
I'm gonna bash your head in, sir.
Then I can hit you with a baseball bat.
You know, you definitely got to get a crew together and drink some beers and play this one. Like, I'm Freddy, I'm telling a story.
Actually, a few beers at the Tall Tales might get fun.
Actually, I feel a few beers, you might be like, all right, I forgot how to play this game completely. Because I already don't remember how to play it.
This one is pretty... There are a little bit complex rules, but we're going to probably show you a game later that has some very complex rules that you don't want to drink.
Yeah, you got to be sober for it.
Pretty sober.
So that's all we have for the Nightmare on Elm Street board game, the Freddy game. Any questions? Let us know if you had this game, played it, never seen it, want it. Let's talk some Freddy Krueger. Until next time.
Bye.